Reuben T Meade. And similarly, to the east, the Montserrat Football Association has given us one of the best football facilities on island and in our region, and the envy of the entire Caribbean. Do you know where we play our home games as a nation of Montserrat? We have to play our home games in St. Vincent because the other administration, MCAP, I repeat, will not give the support to the Montserrat Football Association to have our teams come home and play their games. Do you know where the national jerseys are for the Montserrat Football Association and the Montserrat football team? Well, let me tell you, they're across the waters in Antigua. Antigua is hosting our jerseys for our teams. And we have people here who want to support our local teams, and they cannot get the jerseys. Now, how can you repeat and put an administration like that in power? I'm asking you a question. Can we do that? Can we do that? When you ignore the youth, especially in sports, you limit the academic opportunities they get. I stand before you a proud example of opportunities in athletics. Several years ago, my cousin Van Silkert and I traveled across the water and represented Montserrat in Illinois and did well. We didn't just go there to eat our pencils and our erasers. We got our academics. We got the academics. And we are really and truly pushing to hope that the sporting people here on island get that support. So that is the youth aspect of it this evening. And let me ask you one other thing. Do you feel that our leader that we have assembled around is incompetent when he can bring these kind of actions for youth together? No. Let me hear you say, no. This leader we have, Reuben T Meade, and these candidates with me have made up our mind to serve this country wholeheartedly. Wholeheartedly. All of your opinions matter. And all of you on election day must make the right choice. Because if not, a catastrophe could happen in Montserrat. A human disaster. So let us make one mark. The mark for the United Alliance on October 24th. And if you're thinking of giving one person and another person, it's not going to work. You must make all your X's for this party, the United Alliance. So ladies and gentlemen, as I open this evening, remember, October 24th, United Alliance all the way. The leader of this team, Reuben T Meade, they say is the Meade that we need. Is that true?
Yes.
I hear people saying it's the Meade that we need. Is that true?
Yes.
Well, we have to put the Meade and his team in the position. Ladies and gentlemen, I thank you for your time, and I will see you soon. Stay tuned. Thank you and thank you.
Give it up, 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 give it up.
Only him know how we get through every day. Only hike in the price, I'm a leg we have to pay. Why our leaders play all icy? People are rip and a rob, all are grime. Thief never love is a thief with long bag. No love for the people who are suffering bad. Another toll to the poor, may God help.
As Arthur will say, your score runs. Your score runs. Opening batsman, your score runs. How you feeling? Nice. And you see, we don't come to bore you. We're not going to stay too long. We're going to come and tell you what we plan to do, how we're going to solve the problems, so you could go back home, go rest yourself, for go church tomorrow, right? Our next speaker. If you listen to the team song, we said, we're going to build the foundation on you. We're going to look forward for you to help revive our construction. We're going to look forward for you to link our construction and everything with tourism. Because we know this man have been fighting hard to get Montserrat one of the best golf courses in the Caribbean. And when he was on the other side and thought that they would have helped him, they tell him, no, we can't help you, go get rich. I saw them behave, they don't want to see you have money. That is why they're fighting against Reuben T Meade so much because they know once he get there, good times are going to roll again. Money are going to flow. You could go to the shop and you save money in your pocket. Things are going to go down under him. So that is why they're cussing him, so going around and talking about him, because they know he have the ability to turn this economy around. With his team, we have a diverse team. So many people on this team could do so many things. If one drop down sick, the other one could fall in. Yes, they have the capacity. So our next speaker that I'm going to bring to you is our foundation in construction, tourism, you name it. Give a warm welcome for Dwayne.
I beg you, Father, make me see the haters of more. Please guide me, Jehovah. Father, protect your soul. Can't stop me, cause me heart too clean. Can't kill me, cause me heart too clean. Because me heart too clean. Yeah, me heart too clean.
Good evening, the people of St. John's. Each person you speak to overseas wanting to come to Montserrat, and all they're telling you is access, access. The past governments, the outgoing and the other, they tell you access is success. We want, the United Alliance would want to be able to, for people overseas, to be able to book their flights, come to Montserrat comfortably. When they're ready to return, return comfortably. That's why on October 24th, you know exactly what to do. Vote United Alliance, all 9. My people, I was going to the UK the other day, and in order for me to get out, it's a friend of mine, I had to ask for a ride, a boat ride. He came from Antigua and took me to Antigua in order for me to catch my flight to the UK. I'm very thankful for him. We need to understand the importance of access. As they say, access is success. And how is it going to be successful? If we plan ahead. There's a lot of people who want to come to Montserrat, even for Christmas. We don't know what exactly is going to happen. So you know that the earlier you purchase your ticket, the cheaper the ticket will be. We need to understand that. We need to treat this as if it's priority. I don't understand how anyone could be in charge of access and is sleeping comfortable. I could not be a part of a government and we have the kind of problems that we're having and sleep comfortable. My thing in life is that I want to make life for people better. It doesn't, and that is what actually energized me. About 2.5 weeks ago,
this young man came to me for a job. And I was so pleased only to find out on Friday why he was urging me for this job like that. He came sometimes in the afternoon. He works maybe for about 2-3 hours. I'm not there because I'm out campaigning. And lo and behold, 2 consecutive weekends he works, Saturday and Sunday. Last Tuesday I asked him if he wanted some money. He said, no, wait until Thursday. I only found out today why he wanted to wait until Thursday to get his money. From since the end of August, somewhere in August, the electricity got cut off. And this young man, I didn't know until today, because the mother said to me, thank you very much. At least my son is worth something. Because what? All the money that I gave to him, he gave her on Thursday. So Friday, she can go and pay the electricity bill for it to be back on. And I'm saying to you, we see people and we don't understand. Some people don't understand what they're going through. We, the people of the United Alliance, understand. Because I personally understand what it is to have and what it is not to have. And that is what energized me, is to create avenues, because as policymakers, we have to be able to energize this country and give people hope. We know that at this moment, the country seems to be heading down a particular route as if it's a precipice. My people, it's time to come off. We know that come October 24th, the only way out, and it's the only way out for me, and it should be the only way out for you, is to vote the United Alliance. We would make things better. No two ways about it. With the competence of the team, a strong leader, because you know, right now the country is crying out. It's crying out for leadership. It's crying out for empathy. My people, take heed. I thank you.
Give it up for Dwayne. I told you they're going to be short and sweet. And every time they open their mouth, they go talk about solutions. They go talk about problems and solutions. Everybody going to come over tonight and talk about their own problems that they're seeing and how the United Alliance is going to solve it. We're moving on. Mr. Howe, remember what you say? I don't know if you troop it, but you tell me to remind you. At what time? But me just say remind me. Me want the $300 there, so whatever you put on me there. Our next speaker, Shartan Talawa. Listen to the rhymes. She could play cricket? Well, she could come up here and do it. She's our first lady. She's not a walkover. She's going to come here tonight to tell you, to remind you of all the problems that we have in this country, that the United Alliance have a solution for them. We are not here to talk about nobody business. We don't have no time for that. Although the leader position have to watch himself, because if he drops sleep, you're going into trouble. Anyway, we're not going on the road, right? Welcome. Give a hearty welcome to our first female speaker tonight. Give it up for your very own here in St. John's, Marjorie. Marjorie! Give it up for her.
I'm Good night. Good night to my lovely St. John's people. Chipsa, country girl is here. Is there anyone out there who don't really know me? No. Okay. I will still remind you that I am the water carrier. The little girl for Sissy Peel and Daddy Peel. God bless their souls. And if you none of them, then I know clearly that you are not from St. John's. But me love you still. My father controlled the reservoirs in this area. And if I don't behave by yourself, I don't know what happened. I don't get no water for bed. And Miss Sissy, well, it was the lady from whom I learned how to be compassionate and how to love others. She was the visionary. The very first nursery school to be opened in St. John's was opened by my mother in 1970. She, with her limited education, but she still had the vision. The one whose bread and sugar cake fed many children that attended the St. John's Primary School and other members of the community too. The one who no child could have come to her shop with big money. She would hold it and send you back for your parents so they could verify where you got that money. Such were the values instilled in me. And such was our culture. I really wish I had time to tell you more about my mother, but that would take forever. She gave birth to me in a little small house on Challengers Road 57 years ago. According to her, I am the only one whose birth my father witnessed. Tell me about it. Bia, you see how long ago that I am commanding respect? Even my parents respected me. I feel really honored to be standing in front of you tonight. And I promise to be relentless as I work for you, the people of St. John's, and the rest of Montserrat, when we, the United Alliance, take office. I am a newcomer to this political arena. So don't expect any fanfare. I am prone to errors because I am human. I am not perfect. However, I have God as my guide. An experienced leader in Reuben T Meade to nurture and build me up. And to top it off, a supportive team with whom I will work. The only thing missing right now is your input. Give the mandate to the United Alliance on election day, and our team, which includes you, the people, will be fully complete. When I consider the team with whom I have aligned myself, I see a combination of hard work, diligence, integrity, intelligence, compassion, love for people, and experienced leadership, which matters. As I indicated to Lookout the other night, this team possesses the vision, the ability, and the tenacity to make decisions that would propel Montserrat in a forward direction. In this election, we have 5 leaders. 2 groups with 2 leaders in each of them. And the Alliance Party, where there is no warring over leadership. Our team is focused on delivering the goods. Those things that matter for the betterment of Montserrat. Education, healthcare, cost of living, food sustainability, access, you name it, we are on top of it. In Lookout, I looked at education with focus on the recruitment and retention of teachers. So let us just imagine that our teachers are in place and our school affairs are running smoothly. How will you be able to feed and clothe your children, your families in this guava crop time? I do not know about you all, but I know what is hardship. A plenty mouth my mother may have to feed. And my father died early, 50 years ago. So hungriness, no foreign to me. I truly feel the pain of people in this country, especially parents with children of school age. I know what it is to go to school with my shoes a beg bread. I know what it is not to have the very best of lunch to take to school. That you have to go under a tree and hide from your friends so they don't see what you're eating. I know what it is to traverse these streets on which you are standing tonight. When I had to go to Collingwood Mountain every Sunday morning with a hoe across my shoulder, as small as I was. And I would come back with maybe a bunch of banana on my head, breadfruit in a bag, mangoes in a box, whatever we found, we brought back. And then to come down and see your friends going to church. It was a Sunday morning. But you're barefoot. And if rain come, the mud all between your toe. I know what it is. I would like to ask you, how would you feel if a parent was to tell you, sometimes I don't even have food to give my children? One day, I asked a guardian, why is the child who lived with her not going to school? And she bowed her head and said to me, and this didn't happen in Lookout, so don't look around, look out to think who it might be. She said to me, I don't have any lunch to give her. That squeezed the tears out of me. And right now as I'm talking to you, it makes me emotional. Luckily, I had prepared something for myself, and so I gave it to her. And I said, send the child to school. Many times, when I think of the hardships that we have to endure in this country, I want to sing like the mighty Tull, who happens to be from St. John's, by the way. Mighty Tull sang many years ago, cast to living to high, to high, to high, to high, to high. We got dead, we got dead, we got dead. But ladies and gentlemen, I am saying to you, we don't have to die, because the United Alliance is a team of understanding and compassionate people. We have already begun to explore ways to address the cost of living issues that plague us. Ways to help struggling businesses keep their doors open. Families are complaining about the struggle that they're facing just to make ends meet even with multiple sources of income. Bear, I must follow you, because on Montserrat, things are hard like a diamond.
Tell it again. Tell it again.
Just last week, someone posted on Facebook a picture, and I have it here, a picture with a cream of wheat box that cost $34.70 for one box of cream of wheat. The bread and butter issues affecting the people of this island are important to us in the United Alliance. We want to see our people in employment so that they could sustain their families. Just imagine what it would be like for a man who has worked all week to wake up on a Sunday morning to a nice, sumptuous breakfast. Be it saltfish or liver, Johnny Bakes, eggs, eggplant, plantain, your lettuce, your tomato, your cucumber, the whole works. With money that he has worked hard for. Being able to pay his utility bills on time and provide his children's needs for school. Treating his wife or girlfriend to get their hair or nails done. Save a little something. And if he feels like it, he walks down the road and stops by Charles or Francis Bar. Spend some time with his friends. Buy himself a drink and buy his friends a drink also. Because you know, we Montserrat people, we Caribbean people, we are proud people. If you buy me a drink, I want to be able to buy you one also. Nothing makes a man feels more like a man than when he can take care of the needs of himself and his family. And he don't have to beg, not borrow, nobody. Am I true? You men, am I true? Yes. The struggle is real, my people. And the United Alliance is already taking steps to address these issues. You would have heard of discussions already taking place to lessen the freight, the duty on freight, so that the price of goods to the consumers can be reduced. Our leader has spoken of the pension and social security that people are receiving that may be less than the $900 paid to social welfare recipients. We are committed to top it up so that nobody gets less than that $900. Ladies and gentlemen, you are important to us, not just for your vote, but to see our island prosper so you can smile once again. Keep following us, keep listening, and keep supporting us, because better days are coming. I think it was former U.S. President Ronald Reagan who once said, "It's morning again in America." Well, Marjorie is here tonight to tell you, as soon daylight na Montserrat. We have been in political darkness for a very long time, suffering hardships at the hands of those who claim they care, but whose actions have demonstrated quite the opposite. Come election day, we the voting public are going out like the licensed political electricians that we are. We will turn off those outdated switches and change all burnt out light bulbs. The ones out there pretending to be giving off light, when in fact they are nothing more than mere reflectors. You know the reflectors on bicycle? That's what they are. What kind of bulbs will we be replacing them with? A new brand of bulbs. The UA bulbs. The United Alliance bulbs. You wouldn't find them in Noel nor Osborne. We are here among you tonight. We will go out and flick those switches on the 24th of October so the light could shine in Montserrat once again. I would like you to just think of a builder carrying out some repairs on a structure. He would need to remove the old faulty material first. Is that right? Yes. Then he measures and he cuts and he replaces the old with new until he can deliver the finished product. I'm saying to you tonight, some things need to be, some people need to be replaced. And the United Alliance team of repair men and women are here to deliver a remodeled Montserrat. A remodeled Montserrat that we can all be proud of and enjoy. So use your time wisely now. Measure and cut. Then on election day, let your pencils shout what is on your mind. As you replace the old, as you cast your vote for Ingrid Buffonge, Veronica Dorsette-Hector, Dwayne Hixon, George Kirnon, Reuben T Meade, John Osborne, Jenzil O Skerritt, Ann Thomas, and yours truly, Marjorie Smith. And remember, this strong woman doesn't have an attitude. She has standards. Yes. Thank you. Thank you, St. John's. Thank you, Montserrat.
Yes, yes, yes. Give it up, 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 give it up. Yes.
And take you to a higher place.
Are you here, presentation?
The strength of a woman.
Listen.
Strength of a woman.
You hear presentation? You understand that you come here go waste your time tonight? Listen. Yesterday they had a little thing here for radio. They were planning to call a few of us to come and do a little singing. And MCAP take up his stage. MCAP take up his stage because they feel that we were going to come to use it, but we have our stage. Everywhere we go, we walk with our stage. But just to show you how they behave, they don't take up the one that sell him to. Listen, what kind of people them there? At least leave the stage so we could come and have a little thing for radio. They take up the stage and say United Alliance now use our stage. Reuben put our stage. But remember, Reuben was on their stage last election helping them. And gratefulness. Reuben was there helping them to win an election in the promise that he will help to guide the country with them. And they say, as soon as they're done, they kick you under the bus. But Reuben smart, he say, one big bus, so the wheel will run you over. He say, one big bus, the wheel couldn't run you over. But I'm just saying, I'm just letting you know the kind of people you're dealing with. They turn off your voice on the radio. I don't want to hear nothing from you. They refuse to come on the radio and talk to you. But then they're coming out to tell you listen to us and we will go listen to you. They think I'm stupid? Election around the corner, so all of a sudden they're on the radio more times than everybody else. They want you to listen to them, and they will listen to you. No, because they want to vote. No worry them, man. We're going to deal with them. Our next speaker, according to what I'm hearing, he have the pedigree. He have the blood of a great man. One of our greatest leaders to walk the streets of Montserrat. And he has produced a duplicate. Let's hope so. Let's hope so, because we need leaders in this country. Strong leaders. He's for the youths. He's for the elderly. He's the youngest in this team. I think he's the youngest in the election too now. I have to recheck that. He is? All right. And he's coming here to tell you. He afraid for say, but listen, here come to tell you things that he's been doing before he decided to run, things that he's doing now he's running, and things that he's going to do when he win on the 24th. Please welcome on stage none other than John. Ring the bell. John Osborne.
Speaks louder than words. Don't be deceived by all those fancy talkers, because action speaks louder than words. Don't be deceived by all those fancy talkers, because anyone can.
Good night, say Jods. Good night. Sometimes I have to laugh at B's introductions when they come to me, you know. Because B just really put me on the spot. But here's the joke. I have a friend, and me and him used to go to my father's political rallies. You can hear me? Yeah, so we used to go to my father's political rallies.
John, you want me, Mike?
Yeah, give me yours. Give me
Tell
yours.
me better than you know.
We used to go to my father's political rallies when we were younger. And you see the song that they just played? He messaged me last night and he said, you know that was your father's theme song? And I didn't even remember that. It was just by accident, actually. But Bia, I'm going to switch up the narrative a little bit tonight, because I have two apologies to make tonight. We were in Lookout on Thursday, and I gave a speech about business and about wanting Montserratians to own business. So I'm here to make an apology, because something was shocking for me after that speech. Somebody who has been in Montserrat longer than I have been born came to me after and asked me, that speech included me? And I said, what do you mean? I said, Montserrat has been your home longer than me. So if I said the word Montserratian, why don't you feel included in it? And I started to think, he felt like he was a non-national. And I remembered growing up, I had a friend who was close to me. We went to school together, we used to play together, we used to sleep over at each other's house. And one day, after my daughter was born, he asked me, said, which part of Guyana is your daughter's mom from? Because I heard that they might be from the same village like my family. So I looked at him and I was wondering, well, what is he talking about? And he looked at me and he laughed. So he's like, you never knew I was Guyanese? I said, no, because that was never a conversation when we were growing up. But I have to apologize, because I realize that the reason why many people don't feel included when you say the name Montserratian is because we've made some decisions as government that don't make them feel inclusive. Now I'm here to talk about some of those, because you would hear me on the political campaign talking about how government policies direct people. Government has a wide array of jobs to do. The other thing that government has to do is government policies also not just set direction, but make people empathetic and inclusive in your decisions. I understand why some people who have lived here all their lives and made Montserrat their home don't feel included when we say Montserratian. When we go to the hospitals, if you're not a born Montserratian, if you're not naturalized in Montserrat, you have to pay a different fee here. And we have to understand that when we set policies like that, we set it up to allow discrimination between people who are really our Caribbean brothers and sisters. So we have to change policies that allow them to feel included. And I think sometimes we need to go back in history and think just a little bit. We could go back as far as slavery. And you would know from our history lessons that all of our ancestors came over on the same slave ships. So we are all brothers and sisters. Whether we're from Guyana, Jamaica, any place, we're all brothers and sisters. We will also remember that Montserrat suffered some devastation during the volcano. And many of our people had to migrate from Montserrat. Some of them went overseas and got better lives and didn't come back. And when we needed to rebuild this country, we called upon our Caribbean brothers and sisters to come back and populate Montserrat to help us rebuild this country. So when we talk about policy, our policies should be very, very inclusive of them, because many of them came, they worked hard, they contributed, and they loved Montserrat so much that they made Montserrat their home. I'm looking in the crowd. I see Jenzil's family. Should I call my nieces and nephews there, non-nationals, because their mother is from Jamaica? No. I know somebody who is on our team. He's been here a year before I was born. He's known me my whole life. I can't go look at him as the non-national, but continue wave your flag high. So that's why I'm here to apologize today. Because I want to know that when I use the term Montserratian, everybody who has made Montserrat their home feels included when I say that. So the United Alliance will change the policies around why people don't feel that way. There's some things that we have to deal with, because I have some staff members that have told me about some stuff, but I have to look into those a little bit more because they seem to be a little more technical. But one of the things that shocked me the most this week was when somebody told me that they have to wait 5 years as a non-national to get a passport for their child which was born in Montserrat. And I was not born in Montserrat. My mother went away and had me as an American citizen, and I had my passport right away. So we have to look into these things and make these people who have made Montserrat their home feel included in the development of Montserrat. So that's the first apology I have to make. The second apology I have to make is, this is not my first time on a political stage in St. John's. This is actually my second time. The first time I was here, I endorsed a man because I believed that that man would have been a champion for the youth. I believe that he would have recreated education so that our youth would have a vibrant future. I did not think that 5 years later, we would be having schools without teachers and youths telling me that they don't have the equipment to do their science projects and SBAs. I never thought that. But you know, there's an old saying that goes, sometimes you send somebody to do the job for you, and then you have to just come in and do it yourself. So that's why I'm here. I believe in the youth. All of you would hear through all my speeches that I'm a champion for the youth. I had a mother that we spoke to. She had to go out and pay for online courses for her children. What about the parents that can't afford that? What do you do with them? How do you say that you're rebuilding a country in Montserrat and the youth are suffering because they can't get educated? How do you rebuild a country like that when the youth is not your focus? It is impossible. We have to put a deeper focus on education. We must make school and learning fun for the youth. If the youth like computers and they like to be online, how about we give them a survey and tell them what's the best way that you think that you can learn? Because we have to include them too in our decisions. Some of us are older, so we don't actually appeal to what the youth like. But it may just be an issue why we're having issues in the school, because the way that we're teaching the youth right now just does not appeal to them. It just does not make them feel like they want to learn. And I'll give you an example. I was very good at physics, and you probably figure out from that who I was talking about earlier. I was the best physics student, but the reason I was good at physics is because I had something that I liked more than physics, which was cars. And everything around cars is physics. I see George in the crowd there. George will tell you how much we love car. So I could use that car at every single lesson in physics. I could find something on a car that I could relate it to. And sometimes we have to look at how we relate to children and figure out what they like and then help them in that way to make learning more fun for them. So we will look into these things as the United Alliance. We're going to include the children in our decision making about the education to make education more fun for them. For the parents who can't afford to pay, like the one parent who's paying for their children to get the extra lessons, even if I have to personally help some of those children, I will do it. And there's one other thing I want to talk about. When I was in school, we had a program for people that they could do after school programming. That was something that I was very passionate about, and another one of my colleagues at the time was very passionate about. And I would like to restart this in the school. Matter of fact, that program was done by the brother of the same man I was talking about. So sometimes I'm trying to figure out, when you had these initiatives from members of your family, how do you drop the ball on these things and not continue them when they were such good initiatives? Because you hear me talking about business. Who are the richest people in the world right now? All the people who use technology, use software to make their companies. You have the Amazon, you have Bill Gates at Microsoft, you have Mark Zuckerberg from Facebook. Technology opens up the door for endless amounts of jobs to be created. Right. So I would like to personally, if the ministry wants to work with me, if I even have to take a part of my salary to help them pay the teacher to teach it, I will do that. Because that is definitely something I want to put back in the schools. So, and you have to understand, the children are more creative than we are. So if you feel like the economy in Montserrat is stagnant, start to give the children them the creative opportunity, and you'll see the industries that they create. But we have to give them the tools that they need to do that. And I said, United Alliance, I love my team. Every time I watch my team, I see people who are totally unselfish, people who would sacrifice just to get this country going. None of us here probably don't even know what our minister's salary be, because we never look it up, because we don't care about it. And I was happy that our leader took the charge and said, look, I am going to sacrifice a part of my salary to get this economy moving. Of course, I already do it, but you want me to talk about some of the stuff I just do? Matter of fact, I want to leave some of it, because when we get to St. Peter's, I want to talk about some of the stuff that I'm doing over there. Right. But I want to tell you that we are the party that's going to get Montserrat moving. And the reason why we're going to get Montserrat moving, the people in the United Alliance have unconditionally demonstrated that we love people and that we're willing to sacrifice to get the country going. We do that any time of day. Dwayne is my role model. Dwayne never started to talk about half the people and he helped. And he's always been a role model to me since I was a child. So don't be surprised that why I turn out like this. All of them think it's just my father. It's not just my father. I have plenty of people. Hustler too. If you hear, I hope you hear me. These are the people who I grew up around, watching them help people. I see Hustler help people paint their house when they don't have no money to do it. These are my role models. So when you see me come out and I say that I want to help people, these are the people who have been around me, who have set the example for me, and these are the people who are proud to now stand here and support me and the United Alliance. And I will end at that point tonight. Thank you very much.
Yes, 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 yes. Whoop.
Yes.
You hear that? You hear that? You understand what the United Alliance is about? You understand? They come here. Come up here, man. You ready to give me the money? Eh? Well, me go see if you chop it.
Just vote for John.
Me go
Just vote
see
for
if
John.
you
Just
chop
vote for
it.
John. Just vote for John. He man, he had the plan.
Election time.
Dear,
Turn it down, DJ. Turn it down.
dear, you hear me say that?
What?
You hear me say me give away money? Dear, you hear me say that? Me say so? Are you think me chop it?
Who used to be your leader?
Wait, are you think me chop it? A fool, me just a fool of you. I must think me chop it.
Junior Irish, he is no longer welcome at Parliament. We don't want Austin at Parliament. Mr. Premier, wherever you are, I am putting the motion on the table that Austin Howe be removed from Parliament down at Junior Garage. Charlie, you have to vote this time. Austin cannot be a part of the membership. You know here he says so? Why say he not stupid? Well, lad, and where they get it from? Listen, John, you made an apology here tonight, and I'm glad you apologize on behalf of the non-nationals, because let me tell you something. My wife, who is Guyanese, who a lot of people didn't know, keep reminding me that she's been here for nearly 20-something years, and she keep reminding me they don't make us feel inclusive. I try to make her feel inclusive, but me alone can't do it. The United Alliance, and I promised her that's why she's here. She have never followed a political party. As far as I'm concerned, she wasn't even interested in voting. And when she heard, when I tell her, Reuben T Meade is back, he wants me to work with him, and I will like you, please to be a part of it. She says, I am ready. First time, she's been here for years. And it's the first time she ever come out to listen to a political meeting. That tells you that she believes that this United Alliance can take this country where it needs to go. I'm telling you. And when I see her say that, I say, we're in good standing. Because me couldn't convince you to vote for nobody for years. And she voted for United Alliance now. Our next speaker, the real woman. Where you from? All right, but where you live? All right then. And she is also coming to tell you about issues that we're having and how we are going to fix them. Because that is our motto. We talk about your problems and we tell you how we are going to fix them. We're not playing. And let me tell you something. We're not saying anything that we can't do. Because Montserrat was once one of the greatest leeward islands in the world. So it simply means we have the capacity, we have the knowledge, we have the people. All we need to do is to listen, come together as one, and get it done. So welcome on stage our next speaker. Our next speaker. Give it up for Ann Thomas.
It takes a good team
Anyone
of
you want to
people
call she. Give it up for her. Give it up for
to
her.
make this country grow.
Not the
And
most
Thomas
important,
has the knowledge, experience, and lots of love to show. She may be humble, but she can do it. Fix education, old generator, get the diaspora in on it. A woman now for the future to look for all our way. All our way, all our way. We got to vote for Ann Thomas
St. John City, Peaceful Cottage, Dick Hill, Level Peace, Collins Gut, Yellow Hill, good night, good night, good night. And for the ones who are overseas watching us, thank you for your support. A small introduction on myself so that you can understand why I decided to enter politics. 26 years now, I've been known as Ann Thomas. But before that, some people would have known me as Ann Buffonge, hailing from the village of Corkill. But my origin started in Molyneux. My grandfather, Edward Buffonge, who a lot of persons would know as Extra Strong, hailed out of the village of Molyneux. My mother is Phyllis Buffonge, a humble lady who did lots to raise us without fathers. My father is Alfred Willock. Some persons may know him as Fredo, some persons may know him as the Mango Man from Salem Fritz. And I say this to say you, that those are the people that shaped my life and made me the humble person that I am. The person who've been helping others, who've been working behind the scenes, because I don't like to be up front all the time. I help persons in school. I help be foster care parent for children when there are issues. I work with social services to help persons on the social welfare program to learn how to budget the $900 and get more for their money. Because there were issues where they were spending the $900 before the month is finished. But my subject tonight is going to be pondering on something which has taken center stage over the past couple of years. You hear it in the household, you hear it on the street corners, you hear it at gatherings. And the statistics results woke us up, make us understand that our population now persons at September 12, 2023. Montserrat have never been this low in persons here. We also understand that each house have an average of household of 2 persons less than 10 years ago. Why? We ask why. But every turn we hear, people are left Montserrat. And as I speak, another one is geared up to leave tomorrow. People keep leaving, and we ask why. And where them a go? And what them a go do? And what going to happen over there when they go out there? Because some people think they are going to greener pastures. But when they go over there, things are harder than in Montserrat. But what really concerns me and the United Alliance, and you would have heard John alluded to it a bit earlier, is the youth. The youth are leaving us. Why? Why are they leaving? Why? When they go, who are going to take up the jobs when the seniors retired? Who going to look after the elderly parents? Who going to be the innovators of these new programs? We have to keep up to date. We have to keep up to date. IT is it. AI is it. And our youth are leaving us. I ask the question, why? Traveling around the island and speaking to persons over the past few years, I hear they're leaving because there is no job opportunity. They can't get any jobs. And we ask again, why? But we know why. Because this government that is in power has failed the youth, have failed to put things in place to keep our youth, have failed to value our youth and the interest they bring in certain things. We have young people here who can write programs, who can code, who can build websites. And you know what? They are not valued. They are not valued. Persons go and study, and when they come back, they are placed in a different office to what they studied for. It's frustration, and demotivation. How can we be treating our youth this way? So you know what? A lot of them who got government scholarship, they serve their bond, and then they leave. And with the qualification, they are put in bigger positions over there and paid what they are worth. The United Alliance, we are for the youth. We are for all of we, everybody. And let me tell you, we have projects on stream at the moment, and some of our youth could very well be involved in it. But our government haven't looked out for our youth. They prefer to see them go. Well, maybe they prefer to see them go because now is election time come. They think that the youth is here, and the youth who want more are going to be voting for the new party that's coming in. So if they're not here, then they'll get back into power. Tell them they have a sad story coming. A sad story. But listen, when we get into power, we're not going to play the big, bad government like some government does and shut down projects. We are not going to do that. We are going to be a government who are going to look at the projects, tweak where we have to tweak, and continue, because government is continuous. And we are going to be involving our youth. We've started the work. A couple weeks ago, our candidates, we had a workshop, the professional management and wealth building. And our candidates came together to start teaching some persons who are unemployed, who want to do more to help themselves, how to set their goals, how to get financing, the business attire, how to market their business. So ladies and gentlemen, the United Alliance, we are not in office yet, but we've started the work. We started the work. We don't have to wait until we get in office. Unlike the government who is in office and everything have gone down the drain. Sports gone down, education gone down, everything gone down. Another reason why the youth says, a person says they are leaving the island, is lack of educational opportunities. You heard John alluded to that earlier. They have SBAs. There is no resource. School starts September, and we are still struggling for teachers. There is no teacher for this subject, that subject, the other subject. And one the thing that this government wants to do is to kill some of the teachers by asking them to teach 3 and 4 subjects to students. Now, how can that work? If the children have SBAs to write at the higher level, how can you ask a teacher to teach 3 and 4 subjects? Because you know what? Somebody is going to get left behind. And the teacher is going to be burned out before exam time come around. The United Alliance, when we get into power, we are going to be reintroducing some vocational and technical courses at the community college. And better than that, we are going to waive all the fees at the technical college. So adults who want to retool themselves or who want to learn a new skill, or the young people who are sitting there and because they didn't get 5, 6, 7, 10 levels, they're not used. We are going to have programs like plumbing, generator maintenance, air conditioning maintenance. Yes? Office arts for persons who wish to go into the offices and work. We are going to be having something so persons can get skilled and find something to do. Plumbing, electrical, masonry, carpentry. Not everybody is into book and pen. But do we write them off? No. No, no, no. Because again, the United Alliance is for all of we. Every one of us. Every one of us are useful for holding up and developing this little island of Montserrat. Listen, we're going to get back to where we were. We were at our glory at one time, but some group of people get together and they bring us down to our knees. Listen to me. United Alliance, we are going to lift our people. We are going to lift Montserrat. And once again, we'll be the talk of the Caribbean, and people would be emulating us. Because you know what? United Alliance have all the skills and the knowledge that it takes. Each one of us are working for ourselves. Each one of us have a skill. So we are not in here just for the money. We are not in here for the money. You hear our leader says he's going to give away a good bit of his salary for 6 months. There is a program for those students who are not pen and books. We have CXC offering the Caribbean Vocational Qualification Program. I will just touch briefly on that tonight, but this is a program with 5 levels. And for each level you have achieved, you can get a certificate that tells you you've achieved the competency and you've done well. An industry of your choosing, whether they want to go plumbing, electrical, it is partly a little bit book, but mainly internship. And we know what internship does for people, because many of us in growing up, our mothers and fathers send us to a tailor, you're going to have to learn a skill. Or they send us with uncle to Leblocks, you learn a skill. So we are going to be introducing the vocational qualification. And it's not only for the children in the school. If you left school, it's something you can participate in. But you know what? Instead of when our children reach 3rd form and somebody make a decision that you don't, you know go thing, so you can't register for no level. No. 3rd form is where they can start the vocational qualification. They can finish 3 years in secondary, 2 years at the college, and then there'll be a master in whatever subject they choose. We have people around here who can take them on. We have Squacky, who take on the youth all the time. We have John, who allow the youth to come by him and learn things. We have many other businesses who are willing to work with the United Alliance to get this done. You know, this government not into it. Even the little hype program, the little summer school program this year, they couldn't find money for that. No funds. So where does that leave the youth? No fund. Promises. They promised me some money too. And when I call for it, they tell me they can't find no funds. Another area where the young people are living, they said, listen, there is nothing here to keep them occupied. There is no recreational activity. There is none. Cricket almost dead. Yes? But you know what? We have a lot of young people, and this is the way the globe is going. This is the way the world is going. IT. We have a lot of young people around here who are into IT. And it's not just about playing games. But some of us think that when we see them on the computer and the thing is playing games. No. We're going to be opening up the cultural center so we can have competition. Video games competition locally, between school, between communities, and even with persons over there, because we have young people here who can put licks in some of these people all the way up in the USA. So the cultural center going to come alive. Our sports field are going to be alive again on weekends, because you know what? The United Alliance is for all are we. We need to find recreational activities. We will work with the Motor Sports Association to help develop that into a better sport. We have our ferry that our leader is currently working on to have in Montserrat, the roll-off ferry. So you know what? We may have some people coming here to compete in our motorsport activity. And you know, that's something. We'll have tourism, we'll have money, and we will have our guys stepping up and show that we can race with the best of them in the Caribbean. So ladies and gentlemen, work with us. Work with the United Alliance. Yes, at the moment things look bleak. Things look bad. But hope is coming. And you know what? People need to eat now. Some people may say, we come up here, all the parties talking, all these grand ideas. But we understand that people need to eat now. So, come and talk to us. We've started the program. Come and talk to us. There are some niche markets in Montserrat right now where persons can tap into and start making a living. Come. I won't say too much on this stage. But you have mobile personal care, the sugar cakes, the modern farming techniques, aquaponics, hydroponics. You don't need plenty stays. Come and talk to me. We've started one of such programs on the community center in Davy Hill. Yes, creative. Yeah. Use what you have. The blue drums, use what you have. Yes? But you know, all you need is to conceive an idea. Be motivated. Have the drive and come. Come, let the United Alliance support you. There's hope. There is hope. Hope is on the way. I tell you, please don't leave us. Please don't leave us. Come into the fold of the United Alliance. As we become the next government to turn things around. Ladies and gentlemen, there is hope.
Yes.
Work with us on the 24th of October. Work with us. We are going to turn Montserrat around and we are going to be one, if not the best little island in the Caribbean. We were once Talawa. We are going back there again. Work with us, ladies and gentlemen.
Yes.
I thank you.
Yes. Give it up for Anna.
It takes a good team of people to make this country
yes,
grow.
Yes, I tell you also now.
And Thomas has the knowledge, experience, and lots of love to show.
Tonight and give you solutions to our problems. I like the fact that you touch on the technical college because me drop out the Montserrat Secondary School in a Fort Farm. Couldn't afford to stay. Got nobody support me in there. And it's the technical college in 1988 gave me back my education that I lost. I went there and got my O-levels. So we need the technical college. They were offering mechanic, carpentry, masonry, technical drawing, office procedure. Now, I already learned the carpentry and so on the road. And all I saw in the class was girls, so I joined it and they didn't show what it was. I wasn't sure what they were offering, but I was the only man inside there. So I said, let me join this. Yes, I'm telling you, I'm glad that the United Alliance have decided that they're going to bring back the technical college to what it's supposed to be. My friend Junie Irish have been talking about this for years, that he's going down. Well, not right down, but he's going... Austin say gandong. We're not sure about that. But he's been willing to go into the schools or have students coming by him to learn bodyworks and joinery. And he said, before I die, I want to pass it on. I'm telling you, Hustler, our top painter in this country, willing to pass on his knowledge to the youths. Tabu, he needs more equipment in the schools. I mean, I listen to him sometimes when we're talking how he's frustrated, can't get what he need. He was teaching my daughter, and I have one of the best young artists in Montserrat right now. She gone away to study. Thank you, Tabu. And I knew if you had more equipment, she would be better. We need it. We need it. Our next speaker is another lady. She was in a that. She come out of that and come in at this. Because no, you're not ashamed. You recognize leadership and you couldn't stay there. They were keeping you down. They were keeping you down. They were not listening to you. But we are listening to you. We want your ideas. We want you a part of this. So come. Welcome Miss Dorsette, Veronica Dorsette. Come, girl.
What is for me? Oh, yes, it will be.
Come educate the people.
Steal my joy. A blessing for you and a blessing for me. Cause Him promised to provide everything my heart desires, as long as my delight is in the Lord. So I'll bless His holy name, cause His promises remain forever and ever. Don't make nobody trick you. Blessings flowing over here like a fountain. Don't make nobody trick you. No. Hands up to the sky, as the Father pours enough to blessing, and nothing can hold it back. What is for me? Oh yes, it will be. Me nah go make them steal my joy.
Vengeance! I am in the house. A blessing for you and a blessing for me. You remember? Me dance so hard up here. Think we're going to joyful land, paradise. And Lord, me shame, but be say no shame. St. John's, we are going to move up. Sadness. Hardship. Rampant unemployment. A country that was prospering under John A. Osborne, the Right Honorable. A country that was prospering under the Right Honorable Reuben Meade. House a bill, things are on good, or we could buy wig, clothes, travel on ferry. I know. Me have to come back. I had to come back. Because this country, this beautiful land, M&I hashtag paradise. We need restoration. We need to build again. We need to regenerate. Take a look around. Cast your eye around. Old houses. Dilapidated houses. From St. John's to Salem. And Carkill. That not good enough. You see me today. But it was not always so. I remember the days in Kingsale. You think I used to have master bedroom and flush toilet? Nobody afraid crappo like me. Cockroach, rat. Oh my goodness. I thought those days were over for my people. But tonight, I stand before you from the experiences, fearless, and firm, that we are going to rebuild. We are going to build houses. We are going to repair. We are going to restore. Yes, we stand here. And I'm not afraid, because this little girl from Kingsale, over the bridge, is not small little thing you think you can knock about. You think I could have sit in a courthouse with Mr. Brandt and Mr. Markham and QC Allen and Mr. Castle? And small, piao. No. I will continue to stand for you. Because I came out of a poor, humble home. Junie could tell you. Single mother, no father, cleaning hospital, washing and iron to make things make. But God bless my uncle. He put us in wall house with flush toilet. And Mr. Osborne said, that is John Bassier talking about. Every monstration, and you hear what John said, don't make us have to explain that again. That monstration mean all are we. We are one family, many people, but one nation. And if Miss Margaret, that Miss Marjorie here think that she want come from St. John's, I want to tell her that Mama get husband faster is me uncle. So me come from St. John's too. All right. So Miss Mono belong to me too. And I used to come Mama here. So a long time me do good. Listen to me. I know you don't want no handout. I know all you want to do is to build. It really upset me when housing situation is like this in Montserrat. The United Nations said that we must eliminate poverty by 2030. My brothers and my sisters, one of the marks of poverty is poor housing. Housing must be affordable and accessible to all. And we, the United Alliance, we are going to make sure that you will have that. I can assure you that painting up house don't mean that the house good. I know very well that if you even put on a wig and you have bald head, you still have bald head under the wig. So you could paint as much as you like. You could add on step as much as you like. That does not mean that the house is good enough for my people to live in. Can you imagine? Can you imagine a mother sending me a picture because she lived in a house that was meant for shelter nearly 30 years ago and centipede bite her daughter? I vex, you know. I really vex. Because the British government think that it is acceptable for families, children, vulnerable, women and men to live in conditions like this. Have you all seen the houses down in Drummond's? Can you imagine they had the audacity to ask why we gave people land and people are still living in shelter? My brothers and sisters, with this team, I am going to fight and fight hard and strong for you with the United Alliance backing me. Safeguarding our children, our girls and our boys. I say our boys too. They don't share room in England when they reach a particular age. Children are sharing rooms with big people. They don't have no call, dear. Things change. When you think children sleeping, they're not sleeping. Careful. Fathers sleeping in the same room with girls who are not their daughters. Somebody's stupid and it's not me. We know the devil is at work. And can you imagine that every time I ask to help women and children and man too, families, no money there. No money there. No money there for decent and affordable house. People tired wait on this waiting list. People can't get on this waiting list. They're waiting for the waiting list. But let me tell you tonight, we are going to change that waiting list. Everybody who needs affordable housing will have access to go on the waiting list. And we are not going to keep you here. We are committed. We are committed to ensuring that our waiting list dwindles. We are committed to ensuring that our people can return home. It's time for change. It's time for us to discuss resettlement, because one of the things that is keeping our people in the United Kingdom as a prisoner or as prisoners is the lack of housing. Marsnick, they live beside me in Fairfield. Marsnick house is big. The children had their rooms. Marsnick had to leave Fairfield, leave his house behind. Another young lady I know built a nice house. And Dwayne would tell you they look like the house in Old Town. Montserratians were building houses. Montserratians in Trials, in Kingsale, Parsons, Carkill, you name it. And nobody has stopped to count the cost. Nobody has stopped to count the cost, the losses, and bring home our people. Why must they die in the cold? Why, I ask? The emotional, the psychological damage and pain you lock up in England. We are going to have that discussion. Our people must come home. It is no grand prize to build a few houses. We need more. And I, Veronica Dorsette-Hector, with the United Alliance, pledge tonight that affordable, decent housing solutions will be available. Young people, don't despair. Don't despair. You will be able to afford a house, to buy, to rent, to own. We are bold. We are courageous. We are ready to restore, repair, and regenerate this United Alliance. I will continue to advocate for our families. I will continue like I did as magistrate, as parliamentary secretary, and I will not stop. Change must come. We will create policies for families, vulnerable. When was there? We were all there. And I tell you, my heart was broken. How could, in 2024, a family owns a government house or renting a government house, and the ladies outside washing up dishes and cleaning chicken outside in the yard, and the kitchen brought down inside the house? How could that be? That you go and you paint the outside of the house, and the tiles are popping up, and the man in the house is blind. How could that be? It is time for change. And change will come. Progress and prosperity. No more stagnation. The evidence is clear. Yes, I'm standing firm. They think I'm running? I don't run. I'm an overcomer. I know what it is not to have a house, when they burn my house, yes, because I stand for justice and righteousness. I defend the people and tell them, talk to my people properly. They thought I run it. I come right back. And when the church people praying to give me strength to go in house, I done reach in the house, clean the house, cock up my foot in the house and reading my books. We will rebuild. Just like I rebuild, you too will have your home. The evidence is clear that the only premier, excluding J.A. Osborne and some of those that went before him, that have an interest in housing, is the Right Honorable Reuben T Meade. Give it up for him, St. John's. Give it up for the Right Honorable T Meade, who is concerned about housing. He don't ask whether you wear a hat, dear church, or not, whether your family in England or Guyana or not, whether you come from Jamaica or Dominica or not. I have never heard him. All he says, we need to fix this. We are people of action. Action woman is here. Action woman is here. And let me tell you, we are going to ensure that the policy changes. Just like John said, no discrimination. Is one for all and all for one, because all are we are one big family.
Yes.
We are going to build, we are going to restore, and we are going to regenerate. Look across. Look at that building. The Daly's building. That must change. We will work with family members, landowners, into use. And let me tell you, if it's one thing I can say about the British, they can regenerate. They can regenerate any place. So when we go to speak to them, let them tell me otherwise. We renovated. In fact, you know, I had my hat and my tape measure to bring tonight to show us serious. Yes. The square right up there in the car. Because, like Miss Marjorie say, we are building. And our children, we're going to put parks for them to enjoy themselves. Teachers and nurses who come to help us, you know why they leave? They can't find affordable housing. Now listen to me. When some of them come to Montserrat, remember they have mortgage back home, you know. They have bills back home. They have children and mother and so on to feed, just like us. Sure. And with the high cost of living, sure, they have to run. You will have heard, and I'm not going there, how our children are out there. Sure. Friday afternoon, I come across and I see faith. Have faith, my brothers and sisters. We're going to turn things around. Faith, how is school? Ma'am, I don't have no agriculture teacher. Ma'am, I don't have no literature teacher. Ma'am, I don't have no math teacher. My children, my children, my children. Listen, I can't wait for the 24th of October to come. I can't wait. And you are going to do the right thing. Children home don't want to go to school because no teacher there. People are leaving not because they get any passport. On the campaign trail, 10 years, 16 years, 20 years, 15 years. Where is Baptist? Baptist here. How long you here, Baptist?
36.
36 years. And they have the audacity to say that if you leave because you get passport. No. You want decent standard of living, and that includes affordable housing. Let us face the fact. Some people want to rent house. They're leaking, infested with cockroach and rat and termite. All kind of things not working, but they want to come for rent and don't pay. I am fair and I am just. So we'll put the laws into place. Or they work with us and fix up the places so you can have decent houses to rent until you own your own.
Yes. Yes.
Montserratians.
Agreed.
Our Caribbean brothers and sisters. We are ready to rebuild. We are ready to build this country and mold this nation. And so I can testify to you tonight that we are reading to you from this. Hold us accountable. Hold us accountable. We're going to remove the duties on building materials. We are going to review government's housing policy to ensure affordable housing accessible to all residents. Did you hear Montserrat? Did I say Montserrat? No. What did I say? All residents.
Residents. Yes.
Residents. Yes. We are going to identify the owners. And Jenzil and I can do that down by the land registry. And you know, some people just talk plenty, so they will tell us. We're going to identify those owners of abandoned residential properties and land too, to develop partnerships. We're not taking anybody's property just so. And we will refurbish these properties and add to the island's housing stock. So Masnik, Tanti, Auntie, Grandpa could come home and you could have your home too. Listen to me. By the end, ensure affordable housing going forward. No discrimination. So my brothers and my sisters, tonight, we stand at a place where four roads meet. This is a place of culture, of music. The sword man. Don't make me wield no sword tonight. That was my teacher. Historical. And more to that. Yes, the sword man.
Please, no give no music for dance. I will read you to church.
No, man, that's a holy music, righteous music, spiritual music, sent straight from Jah. And who don't know, Jah is in the Bible, so read your Bible. Jah, the Most High God. The Most High God. And so together, we are going to build a testimony as well to the skills men, the Galloways, because the North has produced some of the best skills men, carpenters, masons, construction workers, and contractors, along with the music. So tonight, you see these roads? Watch them good. You can't walk on that one and take a piece of this and put on that and get to your destination. One road, one party, the United Alliance. One vote, the United Alliance.
Yes.
We are changing our island, we are going to rebuild. We are going to restore. We are going to regenerate St. John's, Salem, wherever all house be. Shop up gonna look good. Table round here for when the tourists come. My brothers and sisters, tonight, do the right thing on the 24th of October and vote United Alliance for restoring visionary, competent, trustworthy, and caring government for Montserrat. I am here tonight because I care. I care. I thank you.
Yes.
We care.
Yes.
That's why we're here. Are we going up together?
Give it
We're
up
going
for
up
Kay.
together. We're going up
Yes.
together.
Give it up, 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 give it up! Political meeting with a difference. Solution, solution. The man of the hour, the chief in this troop, Indians and chief, play the sword man for me right now. Drop it. Reuben T Meade. Reuben T Meade. Austin, how can you find Reuben T Meade for me?
The sword man from Paran was sent forth to output a clear prospective view, can be seen just by a few people, and these the natural ones. We the hear the song safely where they belong, to the total liberation, the unseen destination, man's freedom. So let them come, transgressors come, I'll sword them down, I'll sword them down, the sword man. For I see real trouble in an endless battle. Mark my word, oh, it is a two-edged sword. His voice was loudly heard, the sword man. So let them come, transgressors come, I'll sword them down, I'll sword them down, the sword man.
Thank you. Yes! And the reason why we do that, because last night we were supposed to be here giving tribute to radio and then take up the stage. So we have our stage now, so we give radio his tribute. Yes! So ladies and gentlemen, welcome the man of the hour, the man who doesn't have to worry about anybody trying to boycott because he is our leader, and we are right with him to the end of this thing. Reuben T Meade.
I decided to tell the story about this man Reuben Meade. I tell you, even if you don't like him, the man done plenty good deed. He fixing the country from north to Salem. The opposition always giving problem. On century complaining, I wonder if you know what he's saying. I tell them Reuben Meade, the man for the future, Reuben Meade.
My brothers and sisters, good night. That song, Swordman, was in recognition of one of the icons of St. John's. You had something in his honor last night. And when somebody came and told me, MCAP came and took up the stage so that you could not honor him on their stage, it made me very sad. We must never reach that stage where they will do those things to the people of a community like St. John's. But everybody know I'm in construction. So we could build our own stage. So that's not a problem. How many people were out of electricity for the day? I was out of electricity until at least 5 o'clock. John Osborne, could you come here, please? I want John to just briefly say something, and then I'll continue.
Today we had a meeting, me and Mr. Reuben Meade, with a company who is showing some interest in fixing the electrical problems in Montserrat. You heard what I said? Remember they're saying that they're having problems finding investors? Well, a company contacted us. They said they could help synchronize the generators. They said they could even bring investment here to put generators on top of your geothermal plants and power the whole island with geothermal. And you want to know something even worse? I learned today from that meeting that that proposal was brought before to Montserrat and they did not even get a response from the government at the time. I'll let Mr. B talk about that. But for me, just the fact that you did not even respond to somebody bringing a proposal. Exactly, Marjorie, shows the caliber of people. At least hear what people have to say. Because if you had listened to that meeting, then you would know the level of expertise that they bring in, and also the companies that they work with who could also piggyback off of what they bring in also. And I'll turn back over to Mr. Meade.
Thank you very much. And the reason why I wanted John to tell you, because when I say to them, I go and I speak to private sector people, they say he lied. So John was there in the meeting. And as we said to them, come and talk with us the week of the 25th of October, and we will make sure that our power supplies are rectified and that our power guys are given additional training by an international company who is involved in power. They are of the view that within 30 days, we should have that entire system sorted out. So these power cuts should be a thing of the past once we get into office. Not me alone, John Osborne was there. We talk about the ferry. We will have a ferry for Christmas. So when our people who are listening overseas who want to come back home, they will have a ferry to get back into Montserrat. And the reason why I wanted Zeke to come on stage is that here is a young man who has been fighting a constitutional problem, and nobody wants to talk to him because they figure he's crazy. We are going to continue to work with him so that people like him will have their constitutional rights. They will have their constitutional rights. The company we're speaking with today are also talking about putting in additional investments to create additional employment for the people of Montserrat. Not Horn Fork, but high tech. Data banks, and I think some of the youngsters, they understand what data banks are. They require cheap electricity. And this company is saying, once we have geothermal up and running in 18 months, we will then be able to attract those other investments coming on the back of it so we can retain our youngsters here in Montserrat. We also recognize that on your distribution system that you also have problems. They will work with you guys to ensure that your distribution system is sorted out. This is what we do as a government. This is what has to be done as a government. The other thing that bothers us and bothers me is that every one of the other teams are boasting about how much money they can get from the British government. We're not interested in that. The British government give you enough money to keep your head afloat, but it doesn't give you employment opportunities. So we will focus on getting employment opportunities for people. We'll focus on rebuilding Montserrat. And as I've said before, we will have a hotel of at least 120 rooms within our first 5 years in office. That is a guarantee. Because you cannot build Montserrat without tourism. Tourism cannot be built unless you have accommodation. And when you are building things like hotels and villas, Redman, that means work for the tradesmen, work for the people who sell food to them. And you know, for those of us in construction, we're rich every Friday, and therefore we spend money every Friday and every weekend. We might be broke again on Monday, but at least we have work to replenish it. And money coming the next week. So this is what is important for us in Montserrat. We have people in the United Kingdom and elsewhere who want to contribute to Montserrat. My friend Nick wants to come home, but he has no place to live. We will make sure, Nick, that when you're ready to come home, we'll have some place for you to live and call your own. And I only use Nick as an example, but there are many others who cannot come home because they don't have any place to live. Montserrat is very simple to fix. Let's run Montserrat as a project. There are people out there willing to help, but when ministers of government are unwilling to respond to people who are writing to them and calling them, the private investors go elsewhere. Now imagine, on the 2nd of October, and it's the first time I'm getting a letter from the governor for an invitation to talk to private sector people who she is bringing in to talk to us Montserrat people about investments. And yes, I will go to that meeting because I have a few things to say. We do not need permission from the British government nor the governor to talk to any private sector people, nor do we need them to send people here to tell us how to talk to private sector people. We have the skills. We can do it ourselves. We can do it ourselves. As I said in Lookout, if you have a chicken farmer and the chicken farmer is only producing 100 birds, let's get that chicken farmer to do 200 birds. And let us build the pens for that chicken farmer. And then, when the birds are ready for market, we send a truck and pick them up, take them to slaughter, and put them in the supermarkets so that they don't have to go through slaughtering and walking to get them to market. Because every little bit helps, and every saving they can make goes into their pocket. And we will then ensure that we can keep the cost of living down. We have spoken about, let me be very careful here. Not going high, it's high up in the tree. We have a lot of mangoes going to waste. I come into that. One of the things that we want to do is to create a lot of small little businesses where people can process those mangoes in their houses. You peel them, you dry them, and you package them. And we can buy all of what anybody produces. You don't have to worry about where you're going to sell them. We will buy all of them and we will sell them on your behalf. In the case of my favorite fruit, breadfruit, we will parboil the breadfruit and vacuum pack the breadfruits so that we can ship them overseas. Or when people are going back, they can carry that with them because it's easier to transport than the whole breadfruit or frozen breadfruit. Nick, how much for a breadfruit in England? About 18 pounds? Right, and you're not even sure when you reach home it's good. So therefore, this is a means of creating additional employment for people where you can be employed at home. You don't have to go out to work in a big factory. You're employed at home. How do you finance that? And the remainder will be given to a charitable organization to fund these micro enterprises. I'll do it for 6 months in the first instance, and if there's additional demand, I'll do an additional 6 months and so forth and so on until we get the industries up to speed. I am not coming back into this for money. I came out of retirement because people have asked me to please come and help. That is why I'm out of retirement. I love to be with my grandchildren and sleeping with them and fighting with them. I love to go and visit my mother. I love to go and visit my wife in wherever she is. But I am giving that up for the people of Montserrat. I don't want anybody to believe we're doing this thing for money. When you go to the polls on the 24th of October, I hear some persons saying, oh, I can only vote for 3 or 4 persons. You can't do that. You want us in government? You want me in government? 9 votes, 1 team, United Alliance. Don't split it up. If you have a shop to run, are you going to give a family member who can run a shop the business to run? Or are you going to give it to somebody who is qualified to do it? United Alliance has a team of qualified and competent persons who can run this country. We have a doctor by the name of Dr. Ingrid Buffonge. She can't earn an income in Montserrat. So she has to go to the UK to earn. As she said to me, when I'm in my office, I am doing so much work for free because I love my people, but I have my bills to pay. So therefore, she goes over to England every now and again, comes back, and provide free service to the people of Montserrat. Big it up for Dr. Buffonge. Her contract ends at the end of this month, so she will be back with us and on the road at the end of this month. We also have a young man from Guyana. Well, he's from Montserrat. George Kirnon, who hails from Corkill. He is also a lawyer. Like me, he worked at the Caribbean Development Bank. He worked at CARICOM, and he runs his own private practice. This is not somebody who's coming back here to look a job. He has decided that since he has been made a voter and can contest the elections, this is the only team that he saw as a viable team for him to join. And he will be back. After he closes his business in Guyana, he'll be back next week. Give it up for George Kirnon. So I want to introduce to you again Kay Dorsett. Should I do it by size? Marjorie Smith. Okay, she from St. John, so she a lime. And John? Dwayne? Jenzil? You see how she's small and she tell her, well, watch your walk, I come up there. Watch the walk, Lord have mercy.
And they don't see nothing yet.
And additionally, we have Dr. Ingrid Buffonge and we have George Kirnon. So from next week, we will have the full complement. And when you go to the polls and you have an interest in the development of Montserrat, who are you going to vote for? All 9 down the line. And don't let nobody fool you. When somebody like radio, you're having a function for him here in St. John's, and another party who does not need the stage comes and takes it up so that you could not honor him in his own village. Friday morning they come and take down their stage. Shame. Shame on them. So let me have it again for radio.
Tabarankin. This is your tune. We're Tabarankin.
The sword man.
Come up here, man. Come on.
From Paran was sent forth.
This is the note we're going to end on tonight. Radio.
Clear prospective view.
We thank you for coming.
And be seen just by your view.
To us.
People.
We're going to continue on the road.
Yeah, this one, original Sword Man by radio. The Sword Man once again was sent forth to output a clear perspective view. Can be seen just by a few people. And these the natural ones with a true clean conscience will lead the others on safely where they belong, to the total liberation, the unseen destination, man's freedom. So let them come, transgressors come. I'll sort them down, the sword man. Marjorie! For I see real trouble in an endless battle. Mark my word. Come in, for it is a two-edged sword. His voice was loudly heard. The sword man, Prince. So let them come, transgressors come. I'll sword them down, the sword man. Original. Yeah, that was my tribute to radio, you know. And tribute to the United Alliance still. John, say no more. The beer, thank you.
Give it up for Tabarankin. Yes. And remember, take me down a little bit. Take it down a little. Tuesday the 24th, we are going to be in Cotterhead. We are going to Cotterhead Tuesday. coming out. Thank you for supporting United Alliance. We will see you on Tuesday in Cutterhead. Come on out. We have more information for you. Every time you come, you're going to hear something new. Every time you come, you're going to hear something new. And we have the solutions to the problems, and with your help, we're going to be able to solve them. Thank you very much. Have a safe night home. God bless.